All right, let's do this. So, as many of you will know who follow me on Instagram, I've been pretty vocal in my disgust for the UK government's reaction to the current pandemic that's going on all across the world, but they can only do anything about what's going on in the UK. So, it's been going on a long time. It feels like it's been going on forever. Like, people are saying that 2020 is the longest year of all time, and it definitely feels like it's been a long year. So obviously it started back in March. That's when the UK lockdown. It was going on before that, and like obviously I watched this BBC documentary the other day talking about how bad the UK government were at like reacting to the crisis and getting locked down and a bunch of other mistakes they made. It's an absolute embarrassment. The documentary is called Lockdown 1.0, and it's got some other stuff in the title. But essentially, the summation is that the UK did not do a very good job early doors in the crisis. So we are where we are, and I think that Boris Johnson has completely fucked up everything imaginable. And I just think it would have been so cool if he could have used this crisis as a positive thing somehow to say, guess what, we're going through this pandemic. We can do some things to future-proof us from going through a similar ordeal, perhaps. Because the UK has had more deaths per capita than almost every other country. I think only US and Brazil is ahead of us in deaths per capita. So it's real bad. Like, you would have thought the UK would have done way better than it has. But turns out there's a lot of obese people in the UK. There's a lot of people with underlying health conditions, and obviously those are comorbidities for COVID. So it's a dangerous thing to have an underlying health condition with this virus. So I think it would have just been great if Boris could have said, coming out of this lockdown, this 4-week lockdown that we've just come out of yesterday, okay guys, we've been in lockdown for 4 weeks. It was pointless. Like, I don't know why I put us into lockdown. It was a stupid idea, but he's not going to say that. He could have just said, let's concentrate on people's health. I want to bring in some rules that I want us all to follow, like eating 5 fruit and veg a day, like trying to exercise every single day. He could have just laid out a whole bunch of initiatives to help people stay fit or get fit and stay fit, because obviously like not everyone is fit, and I understand that, and that is part of the issue. Like, if you are very overweight or if you have a lot of health conditions and stuff like that, it's very difficult to get fit. So there's multitudes of reasons why people get into bad health situations, and obviously all of them are very complex. So if you get like cancer or a disease that is just like totally out of your control, then it's just impossible to avoid, essentially. Like, there's some cancers that are obviously like lung cancer, and there's a bunch of cancers that are sort of related to like smoking or drinking too much and like lifestyle things. Like, I guess some people get diabetes because of their diet, like the foods they choose to eat. So those things are like avoidable, and it would just be good for the government to communicate that and be like, look, if you are overweight, if you do smoke too much, like if you do engage in unhealthy behavior, then we're here for you, and we want you to get out of that if possible. Like, stop smoking so much, or stop drinking so much, or stop eating bad food all the time. So just like put it in a way that's going to be helpful, not be like, you are fat and shit and you should stop doing all the bad things you're doing, because if you don't, you're going to die. Like, that would be unhelpful. All the advice that seems to be coming out is like, exercise as much as possible. Like, he said that in one of his videos, and it's like, what does that even mean? Like, if you're very overweight or if you struggle to breathe and stuff like that, saying go out and exercise as much as you can is like, well, no, I'm not going to do that, because it just hurts to walk, it hurts to run, hurts to like blah blah blah. So I understand, like, it is difficult for some people to exercise. It's difficult for like a healthy person to exercise in certain situations, like, you know, people get injuries and needles and all that kind of stuff. I've got you know, I've got shoulder issues and I've got lower back issues and blah blah blah. So I understand it's you know, there are things that get in the way 100%. And like when it's cold outside, like when the wind is cold and it's raining and it's dark, and like almost every situation we get in the UK weather-wise is a pain to actually go out and do a jog or a walk or whatever. Like you have to put a raincoat on, and or if you're running, you have to put like, I don't know, like a hoodie on or something like that to stop the rain from overwhelming you. So it's tough. Like the whole thing is like Boris. I wish that Boris had just had the kick up the arse he needed when he had contracted coronavirus, and just you know, just gone. I've gone through this. Like I've been in hospital for ages. I thought I was going to die. Like he came super close to dying, and I thought, all right, brilliant. Like he's recovered now. He's, you know, he's going to say, like, I was fat and unhealthy. Like, you guys should stop doing that because it sucks. Like, if you get COVID, it will knock you out and it could potentially kill you and stuff like that. Like, get on, you know, get on some sort of exercise program. And he says, like, you can download apps. Like, download apps is, you know, you can get healthy, like, go out for a walk and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I feel like he could have just said, you know, coming out of this lockdown, you know, I'm gonna be putting money into getting people fit. Like maybe you could have launched, there could have been some app, like rather than fanning around like spending tons of money on the stupid track and trace app that doesn't even work, like it's a pile of crap. Said like, let's do a fitness app where it's like, I'll get, you know, Olympic athletes or whoever wants to get involved. Like there's so many athletes that would love to get on an app and just be like, this is for the UK to get us all healthy. And like, you know, it could have been like, I don't know, Peloton or whatever those apps. There's like a million apps that you can get on to get fit. But it's just doing it, and like it's communicating that sort of stuff. Like obviously I get this sort of stuff advertised to me quite a lot because most of the content that I consume is fitness related. But I guess people that aren't really into fitness wouldn't necessarily get those apps advertised to them. So I don't know, like if the government just came out like one of Boris Johnson's classic, you know, speeches, if he'd been sat at that desk talking to the nation, like every single person in the country is watching it. Like we watched it every time he did one of those like crazy speeches where he's like, we're going into lockdown, you guys aren't allowed to leave your house, you know, extravaganzas. You know, we watched every single one of them, and like almost everyone did. So if you just said, guess what, like we're going into lockdown, but during these 12, 20 weeks, million weeks, where you're all locked down and stuck in your homes, not only are you going to have Joe Wicks to help you stay fit, but we're going to get, you know, whatever Olympic athletes want to get involved and like get the nation fit. Like I feel like going back to 2012 and when we had the Olympics in London, everyone was like so into fitness, and it was, you could just feel this like energy in the air of everyone going like, let's all get fit because we're seeing all these insanely fit athletes in our country in London. And it sort of inspired the whole nation to get fit for like 5 minutes, and then it all just wore off. It just would have been cool if in 2020 there could have been the same thing of like, okay, there's this health pandemic, so we're gonna come up with some initiatives to get everyone fit, and then like next year when the Olympics is in Tokyo, the whole nation will be hyped because everyone will be, you know, in shape. It would just be cool if we weren't the most obese country in Western Europe, but like the UK is one of the biggest, you know, like per capita GDP countries in the world, and you want us to look like an absolute banana republic who can't get our, you know, can't get our shit in order. And it's an embarrassment. Like every time you look on the news, every other country's doing better than us. And it feels like a top trumps thing of who's the best country. Guess what? The UK is bottom, or like close to the bottom again of every metric. And it's just, you know, I wish that Boris and the government in general could have been way more on the ball and like, you know, thinking about fitness first rather than last. Like every sector of the economy that's coming back up now, like listed, they always list like pubs and bars and restaurants and stuff like near the top, and then right at the bottom they have gyms and you know, sporting venues and stuff like that. And it's just like, why are they listing stuff like that? They should be saying, everyone go out, like do some exercise, go do some tennis, go do some like whatever exercise you want to do, like do it a million, like go out and do it like an hour of I don't know, like tennis or whatever sport you want to do, like go out and just do it, like go out for a jog, and it's going to be great. It'll make you feel better, and like eat healthy. I feel like that hasn't been a message at all. Like Boris could have said, like, this is a health pandemic, stop eating burgers, every single day. Like try eating some salads, like instead of Rishi Sunak's eat out to help out thing. He could have said work out to help out. That would have been great. Like go do a 5 mile, go do a walk. Like all these things could have really helped in the long term, in the short term, because we know the comorbidities. It's not like a mystery anymore. Like I understand the first lockdown, it was a bit of a mystery. It was a bit of a like, no one knows really how bad this virus is, and no one knows like to what extent it's going to kill people. And if it was like killing kids and like 20-year-old fit people and stuff like that, and I understand it has killed kids and 20-year-olds, but not to the extent it's killed like old people and people with underlying health conditions, then I would have understood there being these like repeated lockdowns and it being treated so seriously. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I just feel like the whole thing could have been handled so much better if the government had acted faster and better and been more intelligent with everything. And that's all I've got to talk about today. So you take care. Peace.